Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at Kratos defense and security solutions. It is time for an update, and on this chart I have added some resistance levels, some resistance Fibonacci retracements, since they do seem to provide resistance actually. Yeah, at the 38.2% retracement here and here we struggled to push a little bit past, and then even at the 50% retracement, since we reached it, we did struggle to push past that line into the next movement to the upside. Now, before we get into the shorter time frame, here on the longer time frame, I have presented you in the previous video this idea of a super bullish potential that this chart actually has, and we had a wave 1 up, a wave 2 down, an overshoot here in the wave B, a running flat correction, and then a third wave to the upside that would develop in this area. Now, this could technically still work out, but honestly, the bullish scenario is hanging by a thread at this point, where internally within this structure I have been tracking it, and we are hanging right now around the 50% retracement, where I have been attempting to track direct continuation in a third wave to the upside. In the previous video we still haven't formed this top yet, but we did have higher highs on the RSI, in the RSI still, and yeah, we were still tracking a very active third wave to the upside, and indeed it seems to be at least part of a wave 3, because right now we seem to be failing to hold the support zone, the 50% retracement. We are hanging at the very bottom of the support zone for such a correction afterwards in a wave 4. Now, technically this could still turn into a larger 1-2 setup and still allow a third wave to follow up afterwards. Personally, I don't find that necessarily very likely. I would much rather prefer a different interpretation. Not that I would prefer it, I would prefer for this to work out, but if this support zone completely fails, I would prefer to track a diagonal structure internally here, and I wouldn't even consider this necessarily a third wave developing to the upside in this area, and instead I would consider it probably something like a wave C. And if we manage to still hold the 50% retracement until the market closes, and maybe next week, who knows, maybe it opens at like $90 and trends higher in a fifth wave afterwards and continues this pattern, we may still be able to track it. But if we actually fail convincingly and even make even another lower low in this area, I will probably need to switch to a different pattern that I would like to now introduce here on the chart, where on the larger time frame we are still tracking a 5-wave move to the upside in this area, but this would end up being a wave C instead, and probably it could be something like a 1-2. This could be a complete wave 3 to the upside in an ABC pattern, and now we could be looking for a pretty deep correction actually in a wave 4. And in that case, I could be looking at one of two interpretations. It depends on where I consider the wave 1 top. I would still consider this a third wave top, but for let's see. So the general area of support, in the idea that this would be a 1-2 here, would be between the $84 level all the way down to the $52.5 level. And if we consider the previous 1-2 setup, we would be looking at a correction area between the $79 level all the way down to the $45 level. And right now, we seem to be pushing still below the 50% retracement. It's unfortunate that it doesn't work out. It really did have a chance to form something very bullish in this area, a very strong third wave. And there is still the potential for a 1-2 setup here, but again, not a very likely scenario in my opinion. I find the diagonal structure to be more likely to develop in that case. Okay, and for now there really isn't much else to add. It depends on where we consider this larger wave 1 top in the yellow scenario to get the exact support zone, but I suppose we can use the upper one for now, and in that case I would adjust it to these levels, where we would basically already be in support at this point, and yeah, I think it even fits better. The Fibonacci's do line up with structural support better in general this way. But yeah, for now, these are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.